Welcome to the MicroMolar Podcast, Biotech Signals Series. Today is May 1st, 2026.
Happy Friday. Let's get right into the signals.
An FDA advisory committee voted against AstraZeneca's oral SERD strategy for camizestrant in breast cancer. This challenges a treat earlier trial paradigm that could have changed how ESR1 mutated metastatic breast cancer is managed.
Amgen is fighting to keep Tavneos on the market after the FDA pushed to withdraw the drug over data integrity concerns. This could become a major precedent for how regulators handle already approved drugs.
Bristol Myers Squibb's Krazati failed a confirmatory colorectal cancer trial. The miss could put the drug's broader approval status at risk and adds pressure during a critical transition year.
A U.S. House panel called for banning China-generated clinical trial data from FDA drug applications. If adopted, this would seriously disrupt global drug development and make cross-border clinical strategies more expensive.
Johnson & Johnson scrapped 2 lymphoma CAR-T programs that it once suggested could become a $5 billion opportunity. The decision shows how quickly cell therapy economics can shift when markets become crowded and differentiation is unclear.
FDA Biologics Chief Vinay Prasad has stepped aside again, with Deputy Catherine Sarama taking over as acting CBER director. The leadership change matters because CBER oversees vaccines, cell therapies, gene therapies, and other high-stakes biologics.
Amgen discontinued cancer and Sjögren's syndrome programs after weak Phase 2 data. The cuts show Amgen pruning underperforming assets, including one tied to its expensive Horizon acquisition.
Ligand is trying to terminate its Viking Therapeutics pact over TRV agonist programs. The dispute is notable because Viking has shifted investor attention toward obesity, while Ligand wants rights back to assets in XALD and NASH.
Summit Therapeutics shares fell after an interim miss for ivonescimab. The result raises questions about whether the high-profile antibody can stay competitive in a crowded oncology field.
The Supreme Court is questioning the limits of skinny label generics. The eventual ruling could reshape how generic companies market products while avoiding patented uses.
Eli Lilly received a mixed ruling in its lawsuit against compounder Empower Pharmacy. The case remains important because compounded GLP-1 products continue to challenge branded obesity drug franchises.
Seaport and Hemab priced IPOs while Avalyn surged in its Nasdaq debut. Together, the moves suggest the biotech IPO window is reopening, but mostly for selective and de-risked stories.
Bristol Myers ended its Zymeworks collaboration on a Phase 1 bispecific cancer antibody. The move reflects continued portfolio tightening as large pharma becomes more selective about early oncology assets.
Indivior warned of a significant R&D impact after a Phase 2 failure. The setback could force restructuring as the company refocuses resources around addiction and related programs.
WuXi AppTec reported rising first-quarter revenue. The performance shows continued demand for Chinese CDMO and research services despite geopolitical scrutiny.
XTL Bio plans to acquire a psychedelic-focused biotech. The deal shows continued niche interest in psychedelics, even as the field faces regulatory and financing uncertainty.
Samsung bioworkers are protesting amid broader biologics manufacturing momentum. The labor tension highlights operational risks even at major CDMO players.
AstraZeneca's proposed breast cancer trial design was rejected by FDA oncology advisors. The panel's skepticism could slow broader adoption of alternative trial designs in oncology.
MSF criticized Gilead's lenacapavir supply as insufficient. The dispute underscores the tension between breakthrough HIV innovation and global access.
Amneal is moving to acquire a biosimilar company. The deal strengthens its position in follow-on biologics, as biosimilars become a larger part of healthcare cost containment strategy.
Astellas appointed Takahiko Iwaya as its new chief strategy officer. The move brings in a leader with deep Japan pharma and policy experience as Astellas navigates pipeline and commercial strategy shifts.
AbbVie's $1.4 billion North Carolina manufacturing site is expected to finish during President Trump's term. The project reflects the continued push to expand domestic biologics manufacturing capacity.
Polypeptide is conducting a strategic review and weighing out options. The move could reshape its role in manufacturing at a time when peptide-based drugs, especially metabolic therapies, are in high demand.
And those are the headlines. Thanks for tuning in to MicroMolar.
Visit micromolar.com for more information. See you next time.